Hello everyone, myself Heli Mehta, working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is Database Management System. Our unit is 10, that is PL/SQL. Today our topic is cursor. So first of all, what is cursor? Oracle creates a memory area known as the context area. Okay, for processing an SQL statement which contains all the information needed for processing the statements. Okay, so when we process the SQL statements, memory area will be created. Okay, and this memory area is known as a context area. A cursor is a pointer to this context area. PL/SQL controls the context area through cursor. Okay, so when Oracle creates a memory area, the cursor is a pointer to that context area. Okay, so cursor is a one type of pointer that points to the context area, and PL/SQL controls all the information about context area through the cursor. Okay, a cursor holds the row one or more written by the SQL statements. The set of rows the cursor holds is referred to as the active set. Okay, so when we execute SQL statements, okay, some one or more row will be written as output. Okay, suppose we inserted data, then one row is inserted. If we update the data, one or more row will be updated. If we delete the data, then one or more row will be deleted. Okay, so these all rows that is written by the SQL statements, the set of that rows held by the cursor, and it is the known as the active sets. Okay, you can name a cursor so that it could be referred to in the program to fetch and process the rows written by the SQL statement. So we can give the name to the cursor one at a time. There are two types of cursor. First is implicit cursor and second is explicit cursor. Today in this lecture we will see implicit cursor. Okay, so PL/SQL implicit cursor. The implicit cursors are automatically generated by the Oracle while an SQL statement is executed if you don't use an explicit cursor for the statement. Okay, so implicit cursor always generated automatically by oracles when our SQL statement is executed. So remember, these implicit cursor are generated automatically. Okay, these are created by default to process the statements when DML statements like insert statement, update statement, delete statements are executed. As I explained here, implicit cursor are automatically generated when SQL statement is executed. Okay, Oracle provides some attributes known as implicit cursors attribute to check the status of the DML operation. So when we perform DML operations like insert command, update command, delete command, okay, we have some attributes, and these attributes are known as implicit cursors attributes like percentage found, not found, row count is open. Okay, so these type of attributes are provided, okay, by Oracle. For example, when you execute the SQL command like insert, update and delete, then the cursor attributes tell whether any row are affected and how many have been affected. Okay, so as I have explained earlier, whenever we are performing some operation on SQL like insert command, update command and delete command, our database will always change. Okay, so suppose we insert the 5 row, then 5 row will be affected. Okay, if we update 2 row, okay, then 2 row will be affected in original database. If we delete some data, delete 1 or 2 row, then these row are affected. Okay, so when you execute SQL statements like insert, update and delete, then the cursor attributes tell, these all cursor attributes tell us that how many rows are affected. Okay, if you run a select into statement in PL/SQL block, the implicit cursor attribute can be used to find out whether any row has been written by the select statement. It will return an error if there is no data is selected. Okay, so we are using select statement to fetch some data. Okay, and we write the query. Okay, then SQL implicit cursor attributes will find that how many row are affected by our select statement. Okay, and if it will not, it will return error if no data is selected. Okay, so implicit cursors attributes are used to give the whether any row are affected by our SQL query or how many have been affected. Okay, so this is the concept. See here, Attributes are found, not found, is open, and row count. So first is found. It returns value is true. Okay, it returns true if DML statements like insert, delete, and update affect at least one row or more row, or a select into statement returns one or more row, otherwise it returns false. Okay, suppose I write query for insert statement. Okay, then two row is affected because of this insert statement. Okay, so when at least one or more row is affected, then it will return the true. If okay, and suppose I write the query of update and no row is affected, okay, according to my query, okay, then it will returns the false. Okay, so remember this, if at least one row or more row is affected, then it will provide the true, otherwise it will provide the returns the false. Okay, now not found, as name suggests, it returns the value true if DML statements like insert, delete, and update affect no row. Okay, I write the query for delete statement and no row is deleted according to my query. Okay, then it returns the true if we write not found. Okay, if we write not found, okay, then it returns true value if no row is affected, or select into statement return no row, otherwise it will return false. It is just the opposite of percentage found. Okay, in found, if at least one or more row is affected, then it will return the true, otherwise it will return the false, and not found is opposite of this. Okay, is open, it always returns false for implicit cursors because the SQL cursor is automatically closed after executing its associate SQL statement. As I have explained, implicit cursor is execute automatically. So for is open, it always return false as it automatically close. It execute automatically and it close automatically. So is open is always false for implicit cursor. Row count, it returns the number of row affected by DML statements like insert, delete, and update, or return by a select into statement. Okay, so how many row is inserted, how many row will be deleted, how many row will be updated. Okay, so row count, as name suggests, row count returns the number of row are affected because of our query. Okay, so these all are the implicit cursors attributes. So see here we have one table in which we have 6 records: ID, name, age, address, and salary. Okay, so we will see it with one example. Execute the following program to update the table and increase the salary of each customer by 5,000. Okay, here we have some salary and we have to update the salary by 5,000 of each employee. Okay, so we have to first write update query. Okay, as we are updating 20,000 to 25,000, so salary column will be updated. Okay, so we have to first write the update query. Here SQL row count attribute is used to determine the number of row affected. Okay, here we have a one table, so using update query, how many row will be affected, for that counting we have to use the row count. Okay, as I have explained here, row count returns the number of rows affected by the DML statements like insert, delete, and update. Okay, so here our problem is we have a customer table in which we have to increase the salary of each customer by 5,000. Okay, so we have to obviously write update query. Okay, suppose here they give add the 5 customers in the existing table, then we have to write the insert query. Okay, if they tell delete some row according to their conditions, okay, then some rows are deleted. So according to our concept, we have to write the query here. According to this, insert salary, increase salary of each customer by 5,000, we have to write the update query. Okay, and for calculating how many rows are affected, we have to use the percentage row count attributes. Okay, so see, in previous lecture I explained how to write the PL SQL blocks. Okay, so first we have to declare. In declare we have to write the variable name with its data type. So here I write take one here I take one variable, that is total rows. Okay, total row is my variable, number is its data type, and in bracket I write the size. Okay, so total rows number 2, this is the declaration. After that I have to write the begin and end. In between I have to write the all executable commands. Okay, so see here I have to write the query of update. So update, after that I have to write the table name. So update customer is my table name. So update customer set which column I have to update? Salary. So I have to write the column name salary is equal to original salary plus 5,000. Okay, so it will be updated. So update customer set salary is equal to salary plus 5,000. So all customers available in the customer table, their salary will be increased by 5,000. Okay, so this is the query of update. Okay, so in salary, if salary is 20,000, then it will now update it to 25,000. Okay, so this is the query. After that, I have to find how many rows are affected. So for that, I have to write if SQL percentage not found. If our salary is not found, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line in bracket I have to write no customer updated. Okay, and if customers are updated, then if here if, then else if, I have to write ELSIF. Else if SQL percentage found, then total row, that is my variables. Okay, so total row is equal to SQL percentage row count. Okay, so SQL percentage row count will give me total number of row affected. Okay, so suppose I have a 6 row in my table, so here output will be 6. Okay, so total row is equal to 6. So dbms underscore output dot put line total row. So total row, output of total row are 6. It is the concat operator, and in bracket I write the customer update. So in bracket whatever I write is directly display. It work as a printf statements. Okay, after that, and if, and with semicolon. Okay, and slash. That all things how to write the block I explained in the previous lecture. Okay, so simple declare total row is my variable name, number is my data type. Okay, after that I have to start with begin and end. In between I have to write the all statement. So first of all I have to write the query of update as I have to increase salary of each customer by 5,000. Okay, so update customer is my table name, set salary is equal to salary plus 5,000. Okay, so now I have two possibility. No customer is updated, otherwise all customers are updated. So if SQL percentage not found, then in C to print we use the printf statement. Here we have to use dbms underscore output dot put underscore line in bracket whatever we are writing is displayed directly on the output. Okay, so in bracket I write no customer updated. Okay, else if SQL found, if data is found, then total rows is equal to how which attribute is used to calculate the total row are affected, the percentage row count. So I write SQL percentage row count. So according to their functionality, it will count the total number of row affected by this query. Okay, so total here I have a 6 records. Okay, so 6 is in my output, so total row is equal to 6. Okay, so now I have to display this. So again dbms underscore output dot put underscore line in bracket I write the variable name. Okay, total row contains 6, output 6, so 6 it concat operator customers updated. Okay, so in output 6 is my total row, so total row is 6 customer updated, so output will be 6 customer updated. So this is the implicit cursor example. So according to that, only this is display 6 customer are updated, but now I want to check all customers salary is increased or not. For that I have to use the select statement. Okay, see here, now if you check the records in the customer table, you will find that the row are updated. So to see the table data, I have to use the select statement. So select star from which table? Customers. Okay, so select star from customer, it will display the table. Okay, so now here salary is 20,000, here it is updated 25,000. Okay, so here I have a 22,000, here I have a 27,000. So all customer salary is increased by 5,000. So this is the concept of implicit cursor. Thank you.